Okay, I'm lost for words. I don't know why is there's no volume. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, let me see what's going on here. Maybe this is not working. How about now, Kim? Can you hear me? Morning, morning, morning. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. I was concerned because okay, good. You can hear me. Okay, so Kim, if you can't hear me, perhaps maybe it's on your end, hon, because my friend Yoli just said that she can hear me. Okay, so just maybe Kim, you might want to check on your end now. I know before I think I had the Bluetooth was still connected. So just check. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. All right. Okay, so let's get into, okay, Kim, then that would be, the problem would be on your end, Kim, because other people said that they're hearing me. So just check on your end what's going on. Okay? All right, yeah. Yeah, Kimberly, you might want to check on your end, Kimberly, because I have 2 other people that said they can hear me. Okay? All right. Well, okay, now she can hear. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, good morning, everybody who is on. Good morning. I hope that you're having a beautiful day this morning. Want to give God thanks and glory, of course, because He woke us up this morning. A lot of people did not make it. They weren't as fortunate as you this morning. So I just want to remind you to always do not forget to give Him praise and to give Him thanks for everything. Forgiveness, I spoke earlier about forgiveness. Please forgive people when they transgress against you or they offend you, because remember that you also offend. And for those that just come on, I always start giving thanks and giving glory to God, because this Constitution here says that that God is the supreme being of this land. So yes, I do have a personal relationship with God. But because I'm discussing the Constitution, this Constitution, I also, right? It's not me putting my my belief or whatever on people, right? And I like to be clear. You know, I'm a very balanced people. I do know that there are people who doesn't really care, you know, or to hear about God. But because of what I am discussing, I have to do that, right? So it's not me pouring my beliefs on you or whatever the case may be. It is the fact that this Constitution opened up stating that the Constitution, whereas the people of Belize affirm that the nation of Belize shall be founded upon principles which acknowledges the supremacy of God. Okay? So I have to acknowledge Him, as do you, as long as you live in Belize, you know, and you claim that this land, you know, is your home and your allegiance is to the land, you understand? Then we need to give Him praise and we need to give Him that rightful position, right? So that's just about it. And this same God has offered you fundamental freedoms that nobody can take away. The only way you will not operate in those freedoms is if you surrender it, if you give it up. Okay? So these are some of the things that I'm championing, going through the Constitution, learning as I go along with you, you know. So please feel free to lend your ideas, lend your thoughts, share, because I don't know everything. I know what I know, but I don't know everything. Okay? And that's where you guys come in as well. All right, so even though I'm here talking, this is not a one-man show. I always like to, in my own life, I like to practice that, because I believe in my heart, from a little girl, that everybody has something to offer. So I never discount anyone. I always have a listening ear to what other people have to say, their opinions, what's inside them. Okay? So again, thank you for being here. And I hope you're having a beautiful morning so far. We thank God. I don't know if it's raining where you guys are, but it's surely raining here this morning. I almost didn't want to get up out of my bed because it sounded so nice. But I made a commitment that I'm going to do this. So I have to do this in the mornings. Are very quiet. So that's why I do it early in the morning, right? So to you that are up, again, God bless you. God bless your home. Walk through this land, Heavenly Father. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. I thank you right now for what you're doing. Okay, so I ran through the first part of the Constitution. And if you want to learn a little bit more, getting deeper into what I have to say about the Constitution, part A, B, C, and D, I have other videos that I make mention of those. The other videos, why I spend a lot of time on that is because I kind of add in little examples here and there so that people can understand. And that's why these videos are a little bit lengthy, because I don't just want to read, because it's not everybody has the same level of understanding. Okay, so that's why my videos are a little bit long sometimes, because I take my time and I try to bring in real life situations so people can understand like how it applies and what does that really mean. You understand? If somebody else have a different meaning to what I am saying, but God give me understanding, and for me, whatever I read, it is that. You know, only when people want to use things for error, they go in and they start interpreting. You understand? And this is my thing again, folks. This is my thing, okay? If I'm reading the sun is hot, that's what the thing mean, man. The sun hot, okay? But a lot of times people will want to turn and twist things to their own understanding or to their own meaning. And again, the Bible says that lean not to your own understanding. Not to your own, but in all your ways acknowledge God, and He will direct your paths. All right, and He gives you wisdom and understanding so that whenever you read, you're able to comprehend. All right, we know that there are people out there that did not or was not afforded the privilege to read or write, and that's where I am telling you, as I've told myself, that the responsibility is on us, right? That can read, that can write, that did get the opportunity and a privilege to go to school, to share with these people. All right, some people are visual, some people hear well, some people speak well, right? So whatever it is that you can do, then you learn to getting knowledge or sharing with a person, right? That's why whenever I talk, I try to use all kind of different examples. I even talk Creole and broke up some stuff, because some people understand that. You understand? And they would receive, good morning everybody, they would receive the information better, right? It would be easier for them to receive the information, and that's why I do that. And that's what take up most of the time for my videos, because I could just read through this, right? But reading through this just like that, a lot of people will miss it. They will miss it, you know. And that is what, if you're trying to teach people something, or you're trying to share something, then the onus is on you, the person that's communicating the message, to make sure that you communicate in such a way that the message is received. It's not so much on the person listening or hearing. All right, so that part that I learned. All right, so, and that's how come, like, again, why I take my time, right? Okay, so right now I was explaining about part E that I did yesterday in my other video, just going over a little bit of the summary as to what part E was entail, and part E entail and was about the policies of state, that when these policies are being written in up in Belmopan, that these policies are to safeguard certain things for us, the citizens, for the people, for the land, right? And some of those things that those policies are to safeguard and protect is unity, freedom, the sovereignty, and the territorial integrity of our country. I made reference to this territorial integrity as it related to the Guatemalan claim, because it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Guatemala is Guatemala and Belize is Belize, because we can't just walk over there as we please. So and the border is not at Belmopan. When we reach Belmopan, we have to surrender our our passports, sorry. You understand? So clearly the border is in Benke, Now what they need to do is just go and demarcate, and that's what we have our Belize Defense Force for. They could have been tired of demarcating that line, and that is just to me it is just a mediation issue, where you sit down with the government and say, okay, well, this is the line right here. Simple, because it not take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Guatemalans just can't walk over here how they want, without passports. Well, actually they're doing it, because they're doing it, but we can't do that, because we automatically stand out. We automatically stand out because of we complexion. If you ever go to Guatemala, you realize that not many of this complexion, not from where I was, what I saw, not many black people over there, so you automatically stand out, right? Except when you're in Melchor, because most of our people go there to shop. But when you go deeper into Guatemala, as I've been in the city of Guatemala, and I didn't see many folks of my complexion, right? And the ones that were there were really Belizeans coming for medical treatment, right? So I touched on that in the other video, that you don't take that with rocket scientists. So these people going up there playing the fool for catch the wise, only the fool themselves, because there are people in this country who are not being fooled. The only thing that I don't like with you people that are not being fooled is the fact that you're too comfortable. You're sitting there not doing nothing, right? I was one of them like you, but see what I did? I offer myself for a candidacy, because I am tired just like you. But sitting there complaining and keep exchanging black dog for monkey, no one changed nothing. We need a coalition government. We need other people in Belmopan. That is for our benefit and the benefit of the future generations, because we're leaving a jacked up legacy for our children that we claim to love. If you love your children, you're going to make your voices be heard. Coming election day, you're going to make your voices be heard silently now, not a rant and a rail. Silently with your pen, with the lead pencil, when I give you'll make your voices just speak louder than you ever spoken before. That's my only problem I have, because I know this country have a lot of brilliant people that are able to lead, people that are able to make a difference in this country, but you sit in your homes and you choose to not include yourself. And this constitution says that you have the right to vote. See, the same policies of state supposed to safeguard and protect your right to vote. Okay, and you are to be represented. You are to be represented. So if you only have two parties and none of them you support, then you are not being represented. Your cause, your interests, your issues, they're not being represented in this country, right? And that's not what the democratic process is about. All right. So the 100,000 people were gonna sign themselves up and register to vote. Great, but we have over 500,000 people in this country. Some of those youths, and younger children. Okay, I'll discount that, the younger kids. But if you're of age and you're able to go vote, you understand? Register to vote. You young people, stop being there on social media, wasting your time. That is a distraction to you for the real things that is happening around you that is detrimental to you. Thank you, Kim. Okay? Stop wasting your time on PlayStation and all the video games and stuff that they have put at your fingertips, that you're not educating yourself or not looking for education. How many young people are actually sitting down, listen to this? And most of my videos, I'm speaking to the young people then. Why? Because we one day, we not going to turn rock stone. And you, the youths, are the ones that will have to live with it. Okay? Our generation, I was born in the 70s, hon. And our generation had a way better life. It was simpler, but it was way better. At least we got to use critical thinking and common sense. That is being robbed of you with the education you're receiving right now. Okay? You're being robbed. And that has a cost. All right? We weren't put here to be slaves to any system. And this constitution actually states that too. Here, in the same policies of state, it tells you that. See? Right here. It says the policies of state, whereas the people of the Belize affirms that they require policies of state which protect and safeguard. Down here says which prohibit the exploitation of man by man. So that's people by people. So a person is not supposed to exploit another person. And it says, or by the state. So that means the government is not supposed to exploit you either. Okay? But if you remain silent, my granny always says silent means consent. So even if you're not agreeing with something, but you remain silent, it's consent. All right? And that's why I know, like, when the people talk about and too much talking doesn't do anything. Too much talking don't do anything either. So I listen into like radio stations and those things. I don't even bother with them no more, because they're just a repetitive same thing. People, you know what the issues are. You know it. Right? So I never even sit down and waste my time to listen to people talk over and over and over about issues and where they happen and where they happen. You don't know where they happen. It's time to act. If you're not acting as I am acting, right? And if you notice, I didn't just come here give you no one talk show. I come bring enough knowledge, understanding. I brought you guys something. Now, if the talk shows will be talking about things like these, that you're learning something, they're not different. But I stopped listening. Good morning, everybody that just logged on. I stopped listening to all that noise, because we know the issues. We know what we're seeing it. We're experiencing it. So there is no need to just sit and keep talking about same thing over and over. I was sitting down listening to the youth voices. They had a discussion on Love FM yesterday. Halfway through, I cut it off. I couldn't listen to it no more. Other people have their lives, and whether they're talking about stuff, I would listen to it. I cut it off. There's no substance. Just talking about an issue, talking about it is not going to bring solution. You can talk about it. I'm fine with it, right? But at some point, you have to bring solutions. Solutions. What is the point of you talking about something and there is no solution to those issues? They remain. Again, I'm not mad, and I don't practice madness. All right? And I know you're not mad. But if you keep practicing madness, you and get mad, you're going to get mad right along with them, right? So I decided to bring something that people can actually learn. Something that you have never learned before. And I'm sure a lot of people who have listened to the other videos and stuff can say, well, shucks, okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Or, because there's some things that I myself did not know. Like, again, like I tell you, I don't know everything, but what I know, right? And I like to share with people so that people can understand, because we need to move this country. I have children, like I said, and I know you do. I have cousins, aunties, nieces, nephews, friends that I treat like family, you understand? Neighbors, people that I just meet randomly that I care about, and I want better for myself and I want better for them. All right? So that is the reason why I'm doing things like this, right? So talking about the policies of state here again, right? It protects, and these policies are supposed to protect and safeguard the pursuit of happiness, the right to vote in elections, the identity, dignity, and social and cultural values of Belize. All right? The dignity, identity, social and cultural values of Belize. All these policies are supposed to protect and safeguard these things. And as I am speaking with you right now, it's not all these departments that have been created, they're there, and that's what I want people to understand. The structure is there, but the implementation is not there, because the people that keep going back and forth, the mafia families as I call them, they're not implementing. They have the structure, but they're not using it. Okay, it's being neglected. And that's why we have the ills in our community, and that's why we need other people to get there and start implementing what is there. Implementing it, and you see a difference in our country. Stop having these shell programs and projects about the place, these shell departments that the administration benefits more than the people the project or the department was set up to serve, right? That is the case, and we need to get rid of that, right? The policies of state would protect and safeguard. It also protects and safeguard Belize's indigenous people. These same policies of state supposed to protect the indigenous people of Belize. Thank you. Morning, my husband. Apart from that, requires policies of state that preserve the right of the individual to ownership of private property. So these rights also give you the right to protect, to that you can own property, right? And property can mean anything. As long as something belongs to you, it's yours. But more than that, we talk about property being land, right? And most people are having problems even getting a piece of lease land, which is by right your birthright. You shouldn't have to buy land. Okay? You shouldn't have to buy land. Like, as in buy land from another person. You can do it because it's your right to do so. But I'm just saying, so if you... Good morning, sis. Good morning, Shar. Thank you very much. I like it. Thank you, Shar. That mama. Good morning. That's my sister and friend. I told you I have some friends that are like family. Shar is one of those people, and I have several people too. You guys know who you are, right? Might be out of sight but never out of mind. I have some people, sometimes I'm not close to them, but boy, yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, right, leasing land, you're not supposed to have to go buy land. You're supposed to go do that if you want to, but you're supposed to be afforded at least 1 acre, man. Give everybody 1 acre of land, you know, for them generations, and for their generations come up and they want something, well, then they have that right. You understand? We have a lot of land. We need to start to share out, have people have their own land, and teaching them how to grow things, grow food security, because you see what happens with this pandemic. What was the problem, right? How people, there was a shortage, and there is a shortage of food coming soon, because you have to remember that a lot of our food are imported. We eat a lot of imported stuff, and some things that I can't even understand why it's imported, such as potato, onion, certain vegetables. I don't understand why is it that we have to import stuff like that. But any which way, we all know what's behind that. Okay, everything is always a hustle. Okay, everybody getting money thing underneath the table, and all of that have to stop. Because then if the opportunities are there, nobody want to look for nothing underneath no table, man. That's the problem. That will lead to corruption, right? If everybody has an opportunity to get to live, to survive, they have adequate means of livelihood, people now have to look for one lead thing underneath the table, or the tribe people, right? I'm not telling you that will completely go away, because people still operate. There'll be a lot of people, like I told you, and I want you to understand this clearly. In this earth, you need balance. So there's good and there's evil. People have free will, and they could choose to do right and they could choose to do wrong. Now, I'm not telling you that everything will get eradicated, because it won't. You will still have some people choosing to take one bribe or give one bribe. But I'm just saying that we can alleviate it, where it's not just so much fun to leap it on the street, man, to try bribe you right now. Or know how to manipulate their way, forget what they want. You understand? That comes from lack. It comes from lack. It really does. right? It's not going to go anywhere, but we can alleviate it, man. We can alleviate it. People have free will, and as long as people have free will, they can choose to do right or wrong. Okay? From the infant, go straight up to the elder. You understand? To the people, and from the people cleaning the drains, to the people, and go straight up to the Prime Minister office and Governor General, because nothing said they're perfect, and they know they do nothing wrong. Okay? But I'm just saying that we're going to alleviate it to the point where our country can strive and our people can flourish. Okay? It's simple as that. That is real, and we have to learn to be real. Right? I don't like powder puffing things, and that's why a lot of people, sometimes I gain enemies, because I don't like to powder puff stuff. I call it like it is, because I'm not living in no fantasy. You know? I'm not living in no fairy tale or no fantasy. If it is that, then that for me. I know to try pretty top, powder puff it top. None of that. I'm not into that. But a lot of people don't like you if you're like that, because they want to do and have you act as though you're not seeing it. I don't need to stop that. Call out people in their foolishness and stop it. Stop going along with their stupidness. And then people will like say, oh, that's just me. No, that's not just you. You better grow. Because whatever not grow, dead. We all gonna die someday, but why die before your time? Huh? Why aren't dead before your time? It's selfish. Oh, that's just me. Okay, well then that just you. Take you over some by you yourself. Grow. Stop accepting people's foolishness. Thank you. and that's the reality that I live in. And in the same way I'm calling out foolishness, then I expect if you care about me and you love me because I'm not perfect. I expect if you care about me and you love me, then you call out my foolishness too if you see it. You understand? But we have to stop looking at stupidness. Yeah. You know what I talk about, right, Kim? You know? Stop seeing people in their stupidness and agreeing and how you agree. Because you might not agree in your head, you know. But you not say no on, you not do not on, you make them feel like what they're doing is okay. If you come and you do this to me right away, excuse me, what happened? You just did that. I know, because that's such and such person, and because that this it not me, but it must never mean it. You never mean it. When the cells communicate to your brain to make your hand move and touch me, it mean it. So the same way you touch me, and the cells in my hand communicate to my brain and I feel it, you want to deal with. Okay? Stop accepting foolishness from people. Stop calling out people in their stupidness. Alright? We see a lot going on in Belize. Alright? People and say, but that's such and such person and such a... Yeah, I don't care. You go to the bathroom just like me. Same blood flow in your veins. And if you cut your wrist and you bleed, you want to end up dead just like me if I do the same thing. Okay? I'm just breaking it down so that you guys understand, because this is the problem that I see a lot in our community. People encourage stupidness, foolishness, and they know deep down in their hearts that they're not okay with it. Or when they see the foolishness, they go over to Mary and Jane or John and Steve and got big laughing, or you see that one here? I mean, I can't believe you see what she do? But they're not telling the person, stop that. Stop it. Tell the person. Because by you talking to somebody else, it's not going to bring that person to correction. Tell them. That's my thing. Me not afraid to open my mouth. And I thank God for that. And one of the reasons I'm not afraid to open my mouth, because this constitution gives me fundamental right, freedom of speech, which is number one. Freedom of speech is number one. Now, what I speak out of my mouth, I also understand that life and death is in my tongue, and blessings and curse. So I try to speak blessings and not cursing, right? And cursing are not a bad word. They're in the F and the B's, and that are not cursing, friends. Okay, cursing that way you speak over people. Oh, she not now and become a she. Watch. Anything where you do now I work. That is a curse you're putting on people. Good morning. Okay. That's a curse you're putting on people. Curse is not the B's and the F's where people like to talk about, watch your language. Then words there no have no kind of weight. That when they tell people, not no one become a you simple, you stupid, things like that. Exactly. Yes, exactly, Char. You know? So we need to chill upon things that's all. Alright? Because we have a constitutional right that gives you freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So I will open my mouth. Right? And that's how we share with each other too. That's why God gives us the ability to speak. And what the words that comes out of our mouth, it goes and it creates. All right? And if he didn't want you to be able to speak, it may make you dumb. You know, I may give you the ability to communicate like this with your mouth. Your mouth is for you to open it. Open it. Just open it for the right things, for correction, for edification, to lift people up. You open your mouth, or against tyranny or against injustice. Open your mouth. Okay, it's simple like that, right? So then, the policies of state continued, right? I talk about how the policies of state should prohibit the exploitation of man by man, right? Or by the state. So the state is not supposed to exploit us either. And you see that is not the truth. I spoke in my video the other day talking about how when the ministers get into the House of Representatives and they turn it into one quarrel ground, one bembe arena, and we sit there. And I know most of our people don't like that, you know. And I said, what should happen? We go to Belmopan when they're in the house, and when we sit and they behave like that, we are lay wait them outside with some stone, having us look like idiots in the international scene, because that's what people are going to be thinking of us. Look on the people and look on the people allow their ministers or the people that they put there to manage their affairs to behave. So imagine how the people then behave. That speaks numbers on the international scene, and that says some people no respect way and no respect the country. Are these fools and into the house and turn it into entertainment. All right, and you sit there front of your TV or front of your phone to watch. And they laugh, and then they turn memes on Facebook and all sorts of things. That there ain't nothing cute about that. What if it happen? We're not supposed to go there on the phone lives, on the phone in one hand and stone in the next. If they capture them backside when they come out on the belt there with stone. That the entertainment. No, that the entertainment. If we don't really want to laugh. But we have these people behaving like that in the House of Representatives. Okay? And there is no repercussion. No repercussion. And the worst part about it is that at the end of the day, the people's affairs is left undone. They don't get to discuss nothing. They don't get to discuss nothing or create a solution to nothing. Then all of a sudden you see some crazy bill pop up. Some crazy amendments pop up, like they just sit down in a few quarters and must not got nothing to do with their foot on a chair. And I wonder what we could do today for deal with the people here. Why? Make a write up on crazy SI today. Yes, mean. Come on. And we sit there and we accept anything. We don't have to, and that's all I am saying to you here. We don't have to. This is not about talking about things where they happen. This is a call from me to you, a call to action. This is what my videos are about, because if you understand your rights, then you will be prompted to act. Okay? Exactly. I agree, Sharon. 1 acre of land to each household. Correct. You understand? But they can, but the two parties, and that's what I want to keep knocking in your people on their head. Not because I want to vote for me. I want to understand that the two parties, it is not in their interest to do that, so we won't get that. Unless we put other people in Belmopan, then we're able to get that. And I don't know about the other people, that about me. That is what I'm championing. I don't know what the other people's agenda is. I don't know what the other party's agenda is. You understand? But I can tell you what mine is. Mine is to create havoc in the house. The correct havoc. Where they can just come with the stroke of the pen and just write back craziness. And then we the citizens are to live with it. Where they just can't take the money and go ahead and spend it how they want. Or have us borrowing money. Paying Peter for PayPal, borrowing from Peter for PayPal. You understand? And the amount of money that we have and the resources and stuff that we have that can be bringing this country to a certain standard and to a certain level. All our people, not just some, but all. You understand? No, I understand that people still have choice, because some people, if they're nasty, they're nasty. You understand? If they don't want better for themselves, nothing what you could do could make it better for them. But that's just a handful of people. There are people in those positions that want better for themselves. That is not a choice for them. And that's what I'm saying, that the opportunity should be there. If people want to take it, they can take it. But at this point, at this moment, the opportunity is not there. Okay? I spoke about Mr. Program, God rest his soul, right? Do you honestly think, I know the passion that young man had for his music, he would have been in a studio, even if he had his own equipment, right? He would have been in his house doing that, rather than being where he was in the company. I'm talking about the company, because the people he was around was not fostering, was not building up. It wasn't people that was lifting him up in his music. He wouldn't have been in that particular situation. Right? So I'm just saying, start creating opportunities for people that at least they can say, well, it's not there, it's there. Now, whether you choose it now because you have free will, that's on you. You see what I'm saying? But having it not there, none at all, no. You're not giving our people the opportunity or the break or the chance to uplift themselves. Okay, and then we cry bloody murder because of the poor people. Oh, and then this and then that. But then where are the opportunities? Like I said, and I'm going to keep mentioning this, poor people not going nowhere. Eradication of poverty. When you sit in there, so you know that the people are wicked, or they're not reading the Bible. One out of the two. Poor people is not going anywhere. Matter of fact, tomorrow you could be branded as the poor people. Poor people are here. The poverty is a chastisement tool, as it is a blessing tool, because then if you don't have people that are less fortunate, that the part you come in where you supposed to help them. That's what the Bible says, that this constitution is founded on, says that Christ spoke and he said it with his own mouth. The poor you shall always have with you. So So why I want to listen to somebody who want to tell me about how they want to eradicate poverty, and they want to stamp out poverty, and they want to beat poverty. Then they tell you what you want to hear. Let's be real. And that's what I'm about. I'm about being real. The real is what I know. If you could share something with me, too, perfect. But I'm about being real. Alright? I'm about being real. And the Bible says, the poor aren't going anywhere. What we are to do is to help the poor. And that is where we are failing. Because instead of helping the poor, we're stamping on them further into the ground, into the hardships that they have. Now that is where we're failing. So if you want to eradicate anything, thank you. You change that. You understand? That's what you change. Do something to help them. Put projects and programs in place to help them. Not projects and programs that will benefit you. Okay? Where $100 million would come in, and by the time you're done, the only like maybe 20,000 actually reach the poor people, because that's what's going on. And then we have a shell program. You understand? Or you're helping, but you're not. The help that you're giving is not enough to carry them through. And I keep talking about this as well. How we're just being fed just a little bit, just to keep us going. You know, one little bit of water, just so you're not dead. That is not our portion as a people. If you're living in Belize, if you're born in Belize, you could have been born in anywhere else in the world. But you're born here, and you're born here for a reason. And I'm telling you what I told myself. I don't speak for other people's experiences. I speak from my own. What I see with my own eyes. That's what I'm speaking of. And I know that if I could see it, Ono could see it too. So stop playing the fool. The thing is that when you play the fool, you end up being the fool. Muster up that courage inside you, because I'm telling you, if you don't, dog me, I'm always supper. Not just yours, but mine's too. Because I still live here. But you know what? I'm the kind of person that I don't care about going into the bush to go leave my friend. That's my territory. Me and the wild animals, because yes, I love that. I love that environment, so I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem getting on my knees, planting, digging up things. Walking in water. And for those of you that know me, that has experienced that with me, you know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. I'm not frightened. I'm not frightened for hardships and terrain. No, that's not my problem. I want to survive. But the question is, can you survive that? I want to survive it. I eat plants. Like leaves. I want to survive. But can you? I have a strange diet. My husband can attest to that. I'm a picnic, because sometimes I look for me like, yeah, I will survive. Okay? But my question to you is, can you survive in that? Food shortage come and riot broke out. Right? Can you survive it? Do you have a gun where you can safeguard your house, your home, your property, your children? That's another thing and I'm sure it's in here. I can't wait to get to that. Right? Whatever. Yes, I don't like snakes. Because okay, Mr. Dina, please come out from a team. Yes, I don't like roach and I don't like snake. Okay, so what? But you know that I in the jungle and that, so don't even go there. Any which way. Yeah, but that don't mean say I feel like snake. I don't like them. And even like sitting talking nothing. Because I already understand that is my enemy. My Bible tell me that the serpent is my enemy, so I don't like him, none at all. Okay? No kind of snake, no pet snake, garden snake. I don't care snake, that snake with me. Alright? Any which way, as I was saying, my question to you is, can you survive that? Can your children survive? A riot broke out in this place. Okay? A riot broke out in this place. Right? Because people can't have food. You know? My auntie doing a great thing in her backyard. You know? They had a planting plant. They have the okra. You know? For zucchini, my auntie have planted in a fishy backyard, a fishy, and her okras are nice. Sometimes I go there, so just to go get some of the okra, them nice big juicy okra, and you could eat it raw. Are you up to that, or you have gotten so comfortable with society? I'm putting something out to you that's very real. That is at the door of this country. It's at the door. It really is at the door. So you need to start, get out of that comfort level, that comfort zone, right? And allow this coming election to make a difference, because I'm telling you, things will not get better, it will get worse. But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. It will only get there if you not do nothing. If you remain silent and comfortable. Okay? That's the only way it will. And then when that happens, Elizabeth one, they live in a sun tent in the bush, because I'm good like that. One have to pay for light, water, or nothing. Getting fresh, nice oxygen from the trees, natural therapy, because that is therapy itself. Some want to stay in the city for so long. Some want to even left the city to go explore and see our beautiful land where other people are coming and can't pay for. Okay? Some want to want to go to bush. You guys have been conditioned village life. That is not village life. Village life is how we're supposed to be living. Notice how village people live longer and healthier. First thing I said, oh, you're a bushy. Well, I will be a bushy, my friend. I was raised in the city, but my heart has always been in the bush, my friend. I'm fine. I will be a bushy. That bush got me looking the way how I look right now. Okay? Village life. Get out of the city. Get out of this prison, because the city is a prison. The Bible even speaks about that. You're not even supposed to have houses the way how we have it built right now, houses beside each other. That was not, the Bible speaks about that. I can't remember the verse, but I will find it and I will share it with you. It said, woe unto them that build houses next to each other, or something of the sort, but I know it was woe unto them that build houses close to, in close vicinity with one another. Because God gave all this land. So we're supposed to spread out and enjoy the land. You understand? And when you live too close to people, it causes friction. People need space. All right, that's why I can't understand why they only give a person only one little lot, just basically for put one little house span. All right, that's because dependent. They want you dependent. All right, and then you get comfortable and lazy. Right? I used to it. Everything drop front of you, everything. This you want something, you run out of Chinese store, you this, that. Right? No. Start to plant something in on your yard, and that's where the land is so important for people to be owners of their own land. Because then you can be able to provide food security for your family. You know? I'm starting to work on a project right now called the urban gardening project, right? Urban gardening backyard initiative. And I like the programs, because whenever I say program, I think that your program, where a lot of these things do program you, so they're like a zombie, you know. So an urban gardening project initiative, right? Where we can grow all sorts of things, and people can just come in and start I'm getting volunteers to do that, but it's not quite there yet, but I'm putting it in place, right? But I'm encouraging you to start planting. If you have your land, if you have your own little space, start planting stuff there. When you cook with things. Thank you, Shar. Yeah, Shar is also doing that in her yard, her backyard. She has some okra going. She got leaf fever grass, tea. I think, what else you got, Shar? I think you got thyme or oregano or something else. But she, start doing that. Planting your only thing. When you get your onions, sweet pepper, and stuff like that, take the leaf seed there and just cut through it in the yard. Get a little designated area, and but no, don't put them too close to one another, because you want the roots to be able to grow. You don't want them to stifle. The roots get all tangled up together and stifle each other. So you can do things like that, and start feeding. So these are things I'm encouraging you to do, because then the time is coming where it is necessary. And by then, coconut is an awesome plant for you to have in your yard. Have at least 4 coconut tree. At least 4 coconut tree. Why? That's water. You could live off coconut if no food no there. The water alone you could sustain you. I'm a fasting person, and when I fast, I would drink coconut water. And it cleanses, it acts as a cleanser as well. The meat you could eat. So you have 4 coconut tree in your yard, push come to shove, and there's a shortage of food. You have your coconut there. Start doing it now, because I think it takes about 7 or 8 years before coconut really start to bear something to that effect. Some earlier, try stay away from the generic plants, the ones that when they graft, stay away from it. Then one day, try to do as organic as possible. Not to mix no seeds, because the Bible says you're not supposed to mix the kinds. All right, so not to mix nothing up. Keep it what it is, so that it can benefit you. Because when you mix things like that, your body doesn't know how to receive it. Okay? Yes, you failure, and you know what say, you're not going to see the repercussions of it right away, but later, your body is not. There's a lot of things stored up in our bodies right now that it rejects, because it doesn't know what to do with it. Everything on DNA is written up in the foods that we eat. And when we mix certain things, or when we introduce things into our system that is not congruent or is not natural, meaning it wasn't created by God Himself. It's not a natural creation. It's a grafted or made in a lab or mixed up in a lab. When you put those things in your system, that's why we get sick. All right. So let me get back to my constitution. Just wanted to explore that, right? That we're not supposed to be exploited by the state nor another person. But the only thing that would happen is that if you left it like that, all right, if you not do nothing, right, and the same policies of state is supposed to protect and safeguard as well. They're supposed to ensure that a just system of social security and welfare that is supposed to be there, okay, as well as the social security and welfare. You're supposed to protect the environment, all right? The environment, we were barrier reef that keeps getting messed up. And if you've ever had a chance to go to the barrier reef, it's the most beautiful place. It's so beautiful, So we need to learn to protect these things, man, because the barrier reef protect us too from the hurricane, Okay? This little place will be devastated without that barrier reef. And we have a living barrier reef as it is, It's a wonder of the world. We ought to keep protecting things like that. And yes, and that's why I'm really too hot about the tourism thing, because to me, people just to get greedy with it. and they know they're putting our environment at risk, disturbing our natural ecosystem. You understand? Fine, we could allow the little tourism, but manage it, man. Manage it. We don't have no 5 million people to patrol through here. Why? Because policies of state are not being implemented. That's the only reason why I have a problem with it. 10 million people could pass through here if we have good policies and those policies are being implemented and enforced. No problem. Because then I know that it will protect the environment, it will protect our ecosystem, our people are protected, our local vendors. Yes. Policies of state, no problem. As long as they're not being implemented. It's just there. That's it. And people are cut wrong corners because, we could make money this way, we could make money that way, not giving consideration to these things. Okay? Our laws are not being enforced. Simple. So we can't have 2-3 million people to pass through here, so because then 2-3 million people to pass through and could do anything that they want. And they don't live here. They don't care about here. They won't have to deal with the disasters that they leave after they leave here. I go to the so-called developed countries. Okay? So that's something for us to consider and think and really sit down and think about, right? About the protection of our environment. Now, the policies of state should also promote international peace. Okay? International peace. That's a big one, right? Security and cooperation among nations. Our policies of state. Wow. Protect and safeguard international peace, security and cooperation among the nations. All right? That one is so. That's just basically living in unity or in peace with other countries. Simple. We're not supposed to stir up no strife with nobody. That's all that they say. Right? We're not supposed to do this, so they try bully nobody. Which we're not a people like that anywhere, anyway, right? We're not bullies like that. Our people, and they tell you just, we're not the type of the mafia families there, right? The UEP and the PUP people there, we're the type of our people. We're not really bullies like that. All right, we're more peaceful people, but too docile. And that's the problem that we need to move from that docility, right? So, the establishment of a just and equitable international economic and social order in the world with respect for international law and treaty obligations in the dealings among nations. All right? And again, I don't see us being, or government so far, being bullies like that when it comes to things like this. All right? Whether or not, when it comes to the drug war, I think they have failed in that. The reason why they have failed is because perhaps they benefit from it, right? I know the lands that I used to manage, there was a lot of activity. Matter of fact, there's a plane that up north that it probably is still there in the sea, right? And I was when I said, "But for this plane just come down and it's still there, still there." There's a lot of activity out in the jungle. That's where a lot of dealings take place. But these dealings, the physical dealings happens there. You understand? But the real dealings happen elsewhere, right? So these are things that we have. Our government supposed to be putting policies of state which protect and safeguard these things, right? And I am sure that again that the structure is there and some of these policies are there because, like I said, right, when they're writing up this constitution, I am sure the same way how this constitution there, and I'm reading things to some, and perhaps it might be new first time you to hear it, but it's here. It's the same way. It's there. They just don't implement it. That's all. It's there. And they won't. UDP, what I call United Delinquent Party, and PUP, what I call People Unscrupulous Party, they're not going to do anything about that. It won't be business as usual. Yeah, give you one, leave it more. Because you're real up right now. Make it, shucks boy, that fight's not work no more. Make it put one leave one cent on it so they could simmer down, make them quiet down and thing. That's basically how they deal with you. That's the attitude that they have learned over the years. That's what work. You don't want to leave 1 cent on top of the 5 cent, man. You hear people holler now all of a sudden $5 minimum wage. All they're doing is piggybacking on something. You understand? So that you can put them right back in. But my people, listen, that's fine. I mean, if you want do that for the places that don't have an alternative, right? But for the constituencies that don't have alternative, please vote the alternative. If it's an independent candidate like myself or someone from the other parties, you know, that maybe you feel safe and secure, because I'm coming to realize that some of them just have the same PUDP mentality. Okay? Well, at least they'll be created, and that's why I'm pushing, I'm telling you, deal with the independence. And if you're a person, man, you don't ever know what you can do until you put yourself in that situation, right? But if you're a person that can offer yourself, put your name on a ballot, all right, and get 6 people to support you. That's it. So people in that constituency can also have an option. That's it. $5 minimum wage. All of a sudden, $5 minimum wage, we'll raise it. We'll get subsidized. We'll do our housing. Yeah, all of that. Okay? But that just bait. Okay? That's a bait for you. My good friend Moses, that's bait, friend. People want the $5 minimum wage. Yes, $5 minimum wage. What else? What else will you get? Because they don't give nothing for nothing. So they give $5 minimum wage. But what else will raise that will make that $5 they even seem like nothing still? Because that's how that works. They're gonna give you in one area, but take away from you from another area. If you guys pay attention, that is what has been happening. So don't listen to them about no $5 minimum wage. Yes, the wage does need to be raised, and that would be something I would champion as well. To raise the darn minimum wage. Alright? Because people can live off of $3.30, which equates to $1.50 per hour. Alright? And if the businesses are managing their business properly, then they will understand, they will see that they can afford to pay people more than that. $5 an hour. Why not $7? Why have to be $5? $5 only $2.50 US. Why not $7 an hour? Why 5? Tell the PUP then put it fit. Tell if you want to vote for PUP, challenge them to raise the minimum wage to $7. Then you could go support them, right? That's called bait. They're baiting you. If I'm going to go there, I would champion for raise minimum wage to $7 an hour. Not no $5. $5 times $40 a week. That's $240. $280 for the week. People can live off of that reasonably. Alright? For starters, people can live off of that reasonably. $7 as a minimum wage. No $5, yeah. Double it. People, do you know why I say $7? Because when I must just think, I just come up with a figure out of my mouth, right? When they raised your property tax, what was the percentage? You go check. When they raise anything in this country, what is the percentage increase? That the percentage. No, look on when they raise it. Look on the percentage increase, right? That they're increasing, right? Why? It's always more than 100%. So that's what I'm saying. Since you love raising 100% and 200 and 300%, for the people then, well, make we raise the minimum wage. Make we start at 100%. Go straight at $7. Check it. Don't listen to me. Check it, and you will see whenever they raise anything, whether that gas, regular commodities, whatever it is, anytime anything raised, property taxes, whatever, it's always more than 100%, sometimes 200-300% if you do the calculation. It's never just like only 1% or only 2 or 5% or 10%. It's always more than 100%. The amount always double, triples, sometimes quadruple. So why would you sit there and ask for $5? That's not even 100%. That's some wicked man. And my good friend Moses, you should do better. Because I saw you talking about how, yes, you support PUP because they will raise the minimum wage to $5. We're not telling double it like how they always doubling everything else. Expenses. It's never, ever, ever under 100% when they raise things on us. So with the raise minimum, has minimum wage ever raised? No. Some could go all out. No, man. Raise it to $7 an hour. Challenge the PUP or whoever. $7 an hour. Because that's what I want champion. 7. Like raise thing, make we raise. Like that yeast for the raise and raise, yeah. Make we raise then. Make we create 100%. Alright? And that's still minimum, like I said, it's still minimum. Because when they raise things on us, it's always 200-300%. Right? See, I watch things like that. When the gas go up. Let me show you something. Right? And I guess maybe because I do accounting, I pay attention to these things here. When the gas go up. Today, they say, then they bring down, the gas will decrease this week. Today, Saturday, and we're going to take down the gas 50 cents. Okay? That's what they will tell us. And we get happy, boy. We start dance. Yes. Because the gas is being reduced to 50 cents. We're going to pay, hypothetically speaking, we're going to pay now. It was $7, so now we want to pay $6.50. So we start dance the happy dance. And we wait for 12 o'clock. We're not going to buy no. And you guys know I am talking the truth. You wait now. You make your gas go all the way down to E because you don't wait now. For tomorrow, 12 o'clock or whatever day and time they set for raise this for reduce this this gas. So you wait now for that patiently. And as 12 o'clock or the next day, hurry go full up your tank, right? Because now you have to pay 50 cents less. Within days, my people. Let me show you the wickedness. Within days or by the following week. Then they raise gas. Not by the same 50 cents when I reduce it to you know. Then they raise it $2 more. Wake up. So now, they take back the 50 cent file, but they know they take $1.50 more file. And people not conscious that. People don't conscious. You don't think about it. You get so happy when they offer us this little thing. It's called baiting. Give them a little, make them happy. But that happiness is not long last at all. By then a couple of days later or by the following week, the gas gone up to another 50 cents. You see how much that now? That 50? No, you did that $2. So then take with the 50 cents. So now you that 50. So you that call that almost 300% they raise it. And you all look for me and tell me about how raise minimum wage to $5. I am being considerate actually, saying 7 as a start, but not for me. No? $7, double it. Uno like raise, make we raise then. Uno that yeast, uno love raise, baking powder, uno that yes, make we raise. Okay, I'm saying these are things that is reality that people everyday people not really they look on it, and because they're so comfortable with their car, you know. Oh, I need. And with people, no we because I say we because I always like to talk collectively, right? I don't like to separate myself because I know that what affects you affects me, right? But it just won't affect me as much because I have learned to not be comfortable. And I want you to not be comfortable either. When you're not comfortable, nobody can have nothing over you. Okay? That when you start being comfortable with all of these conveniences, you understand? Man, if when they drop the WAP on we, I want to tell we about they want lower the fuel 50 cents and then days later or a whole week later they come and tell we know that the gas they raised to $2. We just got WAP. That one WAP. They might want to raise it long time for that, but they know they have to give you something for appease to you and then after bringing anything by you. I've been watching this. I've been watching it for a long time. And this is what has been happening. No, when that happened, no. Yeah, what for me happen? Yeah, what me for happen? You see when they come with that the gas to raise $2 more after you just get only 50 cents decrease for about 1 week or 2. Here what me for happen now. Everybody vehicle for me shut down. You hurt people in a capitalistic society. You hurt more in the pockets because they love money. Everybody vehicle for me shut down. Everybody. If we all get on the same mentality, then I'm telling you, our country would flow. Nobody will be just there to sort of feel like they can do whatever they want to do with you. Everybody vehicle for me shut down. The bus thing, well, if them want to continue on because like I say, that capitalistic, right? So then they make money. That's government. So they may have their bus to run. Shut it down. You don't have to do this sort of talk and they protest and they walk up the street and they make lot of noise and they wave thing because to me, that don't do nothing. It doesn't do anything more than showing the government that they have control over you. That's what that does. But you see, when that happens, and everybody just shut down everything and no go buy no gas, no vehicle don't move, that they show them that you have control over them because they need that money. That is what have them floating, and that is what have them feeling that they have power over you. So just think about what I'm saying to you today. Think about it. Think about it. If everybody may just shut down their vehicle, you want to hear people, oh, but I can't because this and because that. You are giving the government authority over your circumstance. You are giving the government control over your life. You're telling them, go right ahead, do it me way I want because I'm comfortable. And I have to do this and I have to do that. At $2 more, you know what that $2 more upon that? You look at it at percentages. Other countries, if the government can't raise something, not even 1% people, not even 1 single %, they are experience problems. And we there so they sit down, they take 100%, 200%, 300%, 400% increase. My people, we're not mad. Stop practice madness. Stop practicing madness. Look at the percentages when these people offer their things, man. One corner with one $5 increase and people supposed to dance the happy dance. No. I'm only one person. I'm just sharing. If it makes sense to you, it makes sense. If it not makes sense, no problem. If you comfortable with the 300, 400% increase, if you comfortable with the bait, take this, leave it now and satisfy with that. When you could get the whole, you could actually go sit around the table and feast and be filled, no problem. That's you. I'm just sharing. Me? Nope. I'm different. I can't do that. I can't do that. And I teach my children the same thing. I mean, nobody give you what they want. You take what you want. All right? So I'm just sharing with you because it's long time this is operating, and I know that it doesn't have to continue, and I don't hear people talking about these things. You know, if you want to talk, make we talk about their things, man. Show people something real. There are not real solutions. I tell you what are the solutions right here. I know that's the talk. I'm showing you solutions. We don't need no $5 minimum wage. We want at least $7. That's a discussion. That's something to discuss. No, that's something for negotiate. No, you want me vote? Okay, will you do $4? Will you do $7 for the minimum wage? Okay, we're in. Anything other than that, and we get it in a writing too. Because that's the other thing. Black and white, baby. Get that in writing. Come out, say anything. And with these people, they have learned you so. They know for their words no hold no water. You know for their words no mean nothing. But they're gonna keep give you the words, and you're gonna keep swallowing the words too. And that's all you swallow. And you get full upon their words. Belch and conscious you're still hungry. Okay? This is real. It's real. And I'm doing this out of love for you, love for my country, love for the people them that I love that are in my environment, my children, my family members, my friends, my neighbors. I'm doing this because of that. All right? And it's high time. Nobody want to do it. Okay, I will do it. I will do it. All right? So now that is pretty much the end of part E there. You understand? So in part F of the Constitution, it says that whereas the people of Belize affirms that and desire that their society shall reflect and enjoy the above mentioned principles. Wow. Beliefs and needs, and that their constitution should therefore enshrine and make provisions for ensuring the achievement of the same in Belize. Wow. Did you hear that? So, these are the people they say. This is the people's desires now. And they're saying that and enjoy the above mentioned principles. We shall enjoy those principles. And again, going back to the first principle, which state that the Constitution is founded upon principles which acknowledge who? God. All right? And that same God has given you equal and inalienable rights because you're a member of the human family, and these rights are endowed, given by Him only. No court of justice, no bailiff, no liar, no police, no BDF, no MAPA, brother, sister. These are given by God Himself. And some of those rights, the fundamental rights, freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of movement. People know for the stop you from move, and that's where I'm telling you about that stop and search. That's violation of the Constitution right. It's non-constitutional for us, for the officers, the good officers, them to be stopping and searching these young men randomly. That's a violation of the Constitution right. Okay? Because you have freedom of movement. Alright? And if the young men start to get fearful because they can't move how they want because they're afraid if they go over, so they will be profiled. And the police wants to then and they will automatic call and then start to harass them. That's a violation of their rights. And you're teaching them to hate the law, that the law is the enemy. So you are creating a problem. Okay? You're not creating good law-abiding citizens. Because if I know you always want to harass me, then I'm going to be against you. Alright? So more of those freedoms include the freedom of assembly, the right, and I'm going to get into that too, that also the freedom to carry out trade, business, freedom to have opportunities. You know, you can be an entrepreneur, to do whatever you want to do. If you love running, that there's opportunity there for you to become a track star. You understand? If you're wise, we you know what I'd love to see in this country? A debate team. You know, being prepared in the school, the high school and the colleges to learn how to debate. You know, we have a lot of things to explore that is not being explored, and they don't want to be explored because they don't want you to think. These mafia families don't want you to think. The PUDP don't want you to think. If you start thinking, then they can't control you. And this Constitution says you're not supposed to be controlled either. The Constitution is to control the affairs of the people, manage the resources of the people, manage or control the affairs and the resources, not people. You have your free will, not people. Okay? So this goes against our constitutional rights. Alright? And the same Constitution will tell you that you also have a right, a constitutional right for remedies, okay, to protect your civil rights. So if any of those rights are being violated under this Constitution, you have a right to remedy. You have a right to remedy. Your rights can't just be violated just like that and go like that. No. You have a right to remedy according to this Constitution means that you could go sue. Or that you have to be compensated. That's the proper word for people who might not quite understand what a right to remedy means. Meaning that has to be corrected. It can't go so. You can't do that. It's a right to remedy it. So if my rights is being being violated because I'm being stopped and searched randomly for no reason, there's a right to remedy for that. All right, which is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Whether by making a complaint and the officers that are doing that be dealt with, that's a right to remedy. You understand? Or you sue the entire damn police department that's supposed to know the darn Constitution, because they are the law. They are they're the law enforcers, so they're supposed to know the law as well. If they're going to enforce it, how will you enforce something that you don't know and understand? They're supposed to understand this constitution, so that they don't violate and trample on people's rights. Or when they see people trampling on other people's rights, they'll know what to do. Don't tell me that is for the court of justice either. Don't tell me that, because the police forms a part of that justice system. They are part of that because they are the enforcers. So they're supposed to know this. So this Constitution here should be also a part of their training, right? Because I believe we're going to get into that further, where it tells you when you're detained and all of that. So it's coming, right? All of that is here, and we're going to learn it. So if you want to know, then all you have to do is tune into my videos. And if you can't tune in at 6 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning, well, then it's on my page. And you can also, when you're not doing anything or you're working, put it on and plug it in your ears. You don't have to watch, you can just listen. All right, just listening, so that you understand what your rights are. Because like I said, I try my best to use examples so that everybody can understand, because it's high time, right? So you have a right to remedy when your constitutional right is being trampled on, right? And the policies in state is supposed to, right, has that task in enforcing that your right, you get a right to remedy the same policies. So it's balanced. That's what I'm saying to you people, that the structure is there, it's just not being implemented. That's all. And if you don't know, then you're gonna court, the judge tell you ignorance is no that or nothing. So you cannot say, well, I never know. So no, in Fidel court, you can't just go say I never know, because you'll still be penalized for not knowing. All right. So I'm making this effort, taking my time, which is the most valuable thing to me, my time, because I only have 24 hours of it, and I'm sharing an hour, 2 hours with you every day. That's what I'm giving. And for you, that might not seem like nothing, honey, but my time is more valuable to me than money. And it should be for you as well, because you only have 24 hours every day. And you might not even have 24 hours, because 5 or 10 minutes in the future, you could either land up in a hospital somewhere, or you could be dead. That is how delicate life is. All right, so time, I don't play with time. It's very important to me. Very, very, very important. Okay? So again, I hope you have learned a lot from part E and part F, which brings us to a close to the first section of the Constitution, right? Which talks about what the people desire, what they have agreed to, right? Part 1 and part 2 and the rest of the Constitution now deals with the provisions in ensuring that we achieve these same goals. That's what that deals with the provisions, right? That now the Constitution should therefore enshrine and make provisions for ensuring the achievement of the same things that we have just discussed, and that I have been discussing in my previous videos, right? So now when we get into the part 1 and the part 2 and blah blah blah, now these goes into the provisions now that were in place to accomplish these same things, the fundamental freedoms, that recognizing that men remain free, believing that the will of the people shall form the government. So each section would have basically more on that. Okay, and affirm respecting the principles of social justice. So now these other these parts now that we're going to begin into, we'll go into details now on what we have put together now, what the people has decided, that say, well, okay, this is how we want to combat this is what we're going to do to achieve this, done. And that is where what the Constitution is, and that would be the law now. So that is a guide now for you and for me to follow, and the state, because remember, the state is not supposed to exploit. There's policies written that does not give the state the right to exploit, and a lot of that is going on. That's why I don't listen to the press release. I don't listen to none of anything they. I don't listen to it, because it gets me quite upset, because every time I listen I hear rights being trampled on, and that's why I'm doing these things here. I hear violation of people's rights. I hear blatant disrespect for people that are paying these managers, these government, these officials. I hear squander of the resources. I hear lack of accountability and transparency. So what I want to sit down and listen to that for, and I know I'm not okay with that. No, I'm going to sit down and try to do something to come up with a solution to counteract it, and this is what I'm doing. Okay? So now let's get into the provisions. I can't see how much time I have here. Yeah. Right? I don't mind if people really want to learn, they're going to sit down and listen to it, right? Because this is a lot, and I really have other things that I want to also start talking about and get into details. But my thing is to really get through this book, and if you notice, this is a whole lot. It's a lot. See? That's a lot to go through, right? So that's why I'm making the videos a little bit longer too, because I don't want to just read through it. Because if you just read through it, people are not going to get it. It's just like when you're sitting in a courtroom and I hear the lawyer and the judge talk, you have no idea what they're saying, and they're not trying to break things down either, so that you understand. And that again is a violation, man. It's a violation. So we don't want to be a nation of violators, because we'll move the hand on judgment of God in this land. We can't keep trampling on people's rights, and these people that we put there to manage the affairs of the country cannot keep trampling on our rights, and we keep allowing it, because that is the biggest error. The fact that our people are sitting allowing it, not that they're doing it, because they could do anything when they want to do, but the fact that we allow it, like I said, when they get into the house and start their nonsense in there, talking to one another like this now a Bembe arena, and it is the people's affair. They should be discussing and finding solutions and resolutions, to make our lives better. You understand what I'm saying? Or to do exactly what this Constitution says about policies of state, creating policies that would protect and safeguard our unity, freedom, sovereignty, the territorial integrity. Instead of doing that, they're in there talking about who pa, ma, who for watch who, and all kind of craziness. And we sit down right here and not do nothing. Instead of meet them outside when they come out of that building, there should be a crowd out there that even the police afraid to deal with lone stone, ready for them, belt them backside, for making us look bad on the international scene, like we're a bunch of incompetent, foolish people. That's why everybody can come to our country and deal with our people on that level, because of what they're seeing. Even the tourists then could talk about our people. Why? Because of the people that we put to represent us. That's what I'm saying. These structures are in place. These laws, there's things that are in place to govern this country, but they're not being done. It isn't being done by the PUP, and it isn't being done by the UDP since 1981. They pick up leading here and leading there, and do make it seem as though they're doing. But if this structure that is in place there is being conducted the way how it should be implemented, then we'll have a better country. All right? But again, they don't implement these things because it's not to their benefit. And that is what foster the corruption, right? And it starts from the small person coming up, because you have to go through so much turnaround to get things done. That's when people started to pay people here and pay people there for try get one forward. Okay? And then when I said, oh, but people, that's the bribe people. Because if you simplify the process, then people don't have to go through those things. People have to travel from PG for Conda Belmont for get turned back and up and down. Some people they travel for 3-4 days. They get back and forth. That's structural violence. That's violence against the people. It's in the same category of domestic violence or any other violence. Economic violence. Because the people they have to spend their money. Okay? So if I have to do that, I don't want to try find somebody that blow my pan and try call and friend up. Girl, you know this person, that person will help me. People, you know I'm talking the truth. You know I'm talking the truth. That is how corruption come around. That is what fosters corruption. Because you're taking law-abiding citizens now and you're giving them the ideas that they have to get creative now in order to get basic things done. Basic things that this constitution says is your right. You have to get creative now. You understand? In trying to exercise your rights. That is going against the constitution and going against the law. Then you say one man begs order the people and make out any bribe because you are not implementing the things. So this is what I'm saying. The corruption starts from there, from the top. You know, I look at. Let me show you something simple as this, right? Holy Redeemer Credit Union. I'm a member of the credit union, right? Right? I'm a member of Holy Redeemer Credit Union. When I see them building up this other new building, I'm just showing you something, right? That is structural violence against people, right? Holy Redeemer Credit Union is one of the largest credit unions in Belize, right? And I understand that it is pretty much started when I get into that. It's the largest credit union in Belize. They build up one nice building there, so bigger. People who come in, because we have a lot of people coming from all over to conduct transactions at Holy Redeemer Credit Union. The only other credit union there is, besides that one, I believe is in Independence Village, which is down south in the Punta Gorda area, right? Okay, fair enough. Now I see the people here. This is structural violence, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm a member, a shareholder of that credit union, so I can speak. It's my right. I own shares there. I'm not a customer, and that's the next thing, because they like treat people like customer when you go in there. You're not a customer. You're a member owner. You have share. That puts you in a whole different level. But again, my people, you don't understand that, but I will bring that to your attention, how you should be treated. Anyway, so as a member owner now, I watched this credit union build this next building across the street, right? And I said to myself, wow, when they were building the first beautiful building, right? I noticed that they put the bathroom across the street in the parking lot. I had a problem with that. You have a lot of space inside the building. You couldn't put the bathroom, even if you want to put one in the parking lot, you couldn't put 2 bathrooms inside the building, considering that you do have a lot of elders that goes there, senior citizens that go to the credit union as well. You couldn't put 1 bathroom inside of the building for the people, né? You see, I watch how people think, my people. And that's what you have to learn to think. Watch what people do. It tells a lot about how much respect they have for you. What people do. It's a multi-million-dollar credit union. And in building that big building, I see one whole side that's of a parking. You know, the same big pretty building. I'm talking about the first one, right? And you couldn't put bathroom in at the same building. You have a loan section in there, you have people coming in there, and you know the amount of crowd that come to that credit union, and you could not put At least two. One female, one for female. You never have to be one whole big bathroom, but you couldn't put two bathrooms, one for a male and one for a female, inside the credit union. You want to put that across the street in our parking lot. One knock and stand up, what I call knock and stand up, piece of board thing. If you want to put that there, I am fine with that there, you know. But I'm saying there was supposed to be a bathroom in the credit union as well, not outside. For the member owners, these are not customers. These are people who own that credit union. Because if they take out their money, the only for owner money one left. And when I say for owner, you know who I'm talking about. Because I understand that that's a PUP institution. Right? So the only for owner money one left in there. And owner couldn't put one bathroom in the building. Now to take it further, this is what I'm talking about, structural violence. If you want to know how people feel about you, look at what they do to you. Alright? Now to take it further, to add insult to injury, right? They're now going to build a bigger building across the street. I love the skyway that they put up to connect the two buildings. But here what my problem with that? No. You have people that travel from Karazal. You have people that travel, well, if the PG people, them could go to Independence, but still that don't want to lead distance. You understand? You have people that stand quick. You understand? You have people at Orange Walk. You have people at Kayo. Take that same money where you build a big building that's so far to me. Then they build up their own self. PUP. Or no, they build up on their own self with that credit union using other people's money. Okay? Well, I don't know about no bathroom in that credit union because I've been there and I've never seen no bathroom inside the credit union. I know that the bathroom is outside. Well, if they have done that now, I do not know about that. And then I apologize if there is a bathroom, but I don't know about no bathroom inside the credit union for the member owners that they can use. I know if you want to use the bathroom, you go across the street in the parking lot. So again, if I am incorrect with that, my apologies. But I'm not going to apologize for this one because now this one the evidence. You're going to take all that money where you spend to build a 4-story building across the street. You have people that's coming from PG, people that have credit union accounts in Karazal. Why couldn't you put branches, small little branches in Karazal? One maybe in even in the hub Belmopan, if there's one there, I'm not too sure. And I think the only one that is in Independence, or one down south that Dangwega. You understand? Why you couldn't do that? You to build up the same area. Why? Lennox, please. I'm talking about something serious here. Please get off if it all be serious. Alright? Why you couldn't take that same money and invest into small branches that will make people from down south don't have to come all the way to Belize City to conduct transactions? Don't tell me nothing about them could go to no Heritage Bank or this bank cafe go do nothing. Okay? You could have built a branch with the same money but enrich on yourself as usual. Because I bet you that the proper people. Whew. Lord. Anyway, I watched that and I said, well, what kind of idiot they run their thing here so? But then no, they're not an idiot. They're smart bad. They're using the people's money to enrich their own selves. That's alright. You could have put branches in these other districts. It don't have to be something big, just something smaller. People can come and do their daily regular. Now, if they want to conduct the bigger transactions or maybe something a little bit, then they could go to Belize. But have they any branches to facilitate people the regularly transactions, their monthly deposits? If they want to call loans and anything there. And actually, they still don't have to come to Belize City because all those things could be facilitated right through those small branches. I queried that. Why the credit union as big as Holy Redeemer would not have branches in other places? You understand? That is structural violence. That's violence against your people. right? Because they have members all over the country. That is my point. They have members all over the country. So facilitate the members all over the country. No make people have to come from north, south, east, and west, way down to Belize City. Because and a lot of these discredit you, and a lot of the majority of the money comes from poor people. Poor people. So I'm showing you things like that. That's structural violence, because you're inconveniencing people when you can be making things better for them, easier for them. You understand? Simple. That is the long and short to that right there. And there's several other things that I see. You know which one and the next one? Vital statistics. Vital statistics. Okay? Vital statistics. Why can't there be a branch? A small branch. Maybe just for go do your application. Right? And go pick up. That's all. Everything still do that Belize City. Just like how the passport office is there, you know, and in Belize City, but the main is in Belmopan. And you could go to Belize City and get the same thing done in and they forward everything to Belmopan. You go back to Belize City, go pick up your thing. Why can't vital statistics be the same way? Structural violence against the people again. So people have to go for PG, for Mango Creek, for Corozal, for Orange Walk, Kaya, Indian Creek, Blue Creek, all kind of quick. Just to come there to vital statistics, we can't wait for the whole day. Your day done when you reach there. And then they I understand they have a numbering system, so if you reach it at a certain time and for the numbers done, then that diagram your supper, you have to go and come back again. That's violence against the people. Then if you know that you have so many people to serve, then you start creating branches to alleviate. Thank you, Timmy. And that is the problem, right? Start creating branches to alleviate these issues. You don't have to do the main things there, but at least a branch to accept people's applications and that they can pick it up. Simple. And then those application is routed to the main office. All the preparation and stuff is still done in the main office. You understand what I'm saying? And then it is routed to these districts. The other day, when I went on there, they have people outside standing in the rain, pouring rain, while the building inside empty and about COVID. Wickedness! And inside is good enough to hold at least 10 people, even with social distance. And they have everybody outside standing in the rain till I start real up about it. And then another gentleman came and joined me. Because I'm like that. I start real up, man. I'm like, wait, hold on. So the chairs, they're more important than the people they know. Huh? You don't still have to have contact with us. What's all this craziness? At least 10 people could sit down inside with proper social distance or stuff, man. We have everybody to stand up outside in the rain, and then you don't have them out here so pretty much all morning. Then another injustice that I see right there at the vital statistics. When you go and you apply and tell you, come back 1 o'clock for it. Now you're thinking that by 1 o'clock when you come, your item is already prepared and you just come and they call, okay, my name is such and such and I came to pick up such and such. They go in and anything like what I see they do this as Social Security, and I applaud them for that. When you apply for Social Security, they go and they have a little box there with all the Social Security social cards already prepared. So when you go there, you just give them their name and then they search the alphabetical order for your card and then they give it to you. I don't know if the system is still the same, but I have observed that. Like I said, most of the things that I'm talking about is things that I have witnessed personally, right? I can speak with passion about it. I'm not a guess. I'm not gossip. It's what I see for myself, what I've experienced myself. All right. When I go there, that 1 o'clock you could come back for it. You don't wait must about 4 or 5 hours just to even make the damn application in the morning, right? And then when you come 1 o'clock, would you believe I got to understand that when you go and you give your name, that's when they go and prepare the damn birth certificate for you? Why are we practicing madness and have people have us practicing madness along with them? Why couldn't those birth certificates be prepared from the moment I come make my application and collect my money though? Y'all wasn't hesitant in collecting the money and giving me a receipt. So you have the receipt there. You saw the application. So what is it for you to just go and prepare the birth certificate and have it in a file waiting for people to pick up? Filed in alphabetical order the same way. Why you want to prepare it? Then here what I made the fun part. When they prepared the birth certificate, I was in such a hurry I didn't look at it. By the time I reached home, my conscious, they make one error on the birth certificate. Man, we're in a 2020. We don't have inspectors in these places? When something is done, there's somebody there to check on it, to make sure that everything is done properly before it reaches the public. Don't we do quality assurance? We're not into that. As a government office, this is what I'm trying to show you. These things trickle down to our people. So if the neglect and the inconsistency is in these departments, is in the higher echelons of our society, what else do you think in our regular life? There is a mistake, and I know when I care about the birth paper to go and fix, I still have to wait pretty much half the day. They want to take the time when they know that they have customers coming back and forth into that birth certificate office for whole one meeting. 3 hours meeting. I sat there for. They were in a 3-hour meeting. Imagine. No, I just bring it my birth paper for correct because they make one mistake, and it wasn't even for me. It was for somebody else. I was doing it for. But I'm glad I went to do it. A lot of things then that I do, it would be like first somebody would have asked me if I could go tend to this today or look out for this today or whatever. I'm glad I went there. You were in a 3-hour meeting when you have one line full of people outside, the wait for services, structural violence against the people. Violence. So we don't have nothing to do but go sit down so while in a meeting. Huh? You can't set aside specific time for meetings. You understand? That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay? And have people outside the wait in a water, in a high rain. One couple of old lady out there, so I did watch, and that one pissed me off. 2 lady that just saw, 2 elderly lady, and the rain, the pour. Some of we gone across the street in a little Indian man's store. They stand up on the edge trying not to get wet. While all the chairs now remain empty in the damn place, the ball about COVID. COVID my ass. Excuse me French. I start real up, man. Since when the chairs then become up more important than people? And this is what I'm saying. We have to stop accepting these things. Stop accepting everything people tell you. Search. Think. I start real up, man. I say no. And I still had to wait 4 hours to come pick up one birth paper where I make a mistake with. And even they apply, I just bring it back to make them correct it. Once people hear the lady gone out, we have to see. The lady gone out, but I have to see. So if the lady did, that means say I not get my birth paper corrected. Common sense, people. You see how I'm breaking it down? So God forbid she gone out and dead. That means say I not get my birth paper corrected. I have to go to a Ladridge cemetery to go see she to get my birth paper corrected. This is the nonsense that we're dealing with, that we need to stop dealing with. And I know a lot of you have your own stories that are listening. I know you have your own stories, lands, and it's in every single department. I'm not going to tell you that you don't have some nice public officers that get in there and they're doing their work and they do it, right? But you see again, it's a structure. It's normally the management people in that the problem, you know. The one there we get there and start feel like that for them, everything that for them. They take it personal. Normally they are the problems. They are the one where they for time memorial and never grow. No one learn nothing new, you know. And then they want to go in their backward ways and still they do. No, we got to do better. And then we as the people sit there and accept this madness. My friend, I know mad, so I know the practice madness. And nobody want to force me to practice madness. So I'm challenging you. No make nobody force you for the practice madness. Whatever you practice, you become good at. So if you practice madness, you want to eventually get mad. Sick in your head, crazy. And as long as I never born mad, I know to try be mad for nobody. I know to try get crazy or have mental health issues for nobody. No. It needs attention. It needs attention fast. And again, it all comes back to the management. These people in management are like they can't handle position, power, or something. They go on a power trip. You know? That not everybody's supposed to be put in certain positions. And that's why this thing with, oh, I know that person, that's so and that. Not because you know them, they're able to do things. Not because you like them or they're nice or whatever. They're able to do things. The Constitution said advancement based on merit, ability, and integrity. Merit, ability, and integrity. At least make them have one of the things, you know? Majority of the people don't have none. But just because this one know that one there and that one know that one there, nobody don't know me great, but I know what I able to do. And I know the talk out of the air, out of the clouds. I'm not getting information out of the clouds. Okay? Merit, ability, and integrity. Alright? This popularity thing have to done. Put people for managers country that is able to do so. You understand? No, not that is able to manage it for better for themselves. And not for the betterment and the empowerment of the people. Or able to manage it by just giving you a little bit. Pinch. Then give you one pinch. Just to satisfy you. Make you not cry too much. You know? The moment you start like, give me at least something, man. Fit thumbnail down. That's what's happening. And it's been happening. So if you don't see it, right? I'm showing you it now. So you can't say you never see it or you don't know. No, you could take my words and start recollecting certain instances and certain things. And you will see what I'm telling you is the truth. It's called baiting. It start baiting. Okay? Then bait up we. And we eat. We bite the bait. You see, fish get catch by the mouth. Stop bite the bait. Stop biting it. Because that's where they get catch. Or keep to get catch. Right? I know we probably have some public officers, you know. I respect the work that you do, you know. And I know that not all are you know, rogue. I know that not all are no enjoy work or the day, you know. And especially for the ones that are there for a long time, you know. I know I enjoy work and thing, but I know that face a lot of frustration with all of them many bosses who have to deal with to cut out the next thing. People love be boss. And then came in Bass their own ASS. Sometimes you go to one department, you have about 50 people that's all want to control other people. Where you only have one manager or supervisor, but everybody turn boss. Everybody. That an infinite position, but they want to turn boss. I understand that the struggle is real in all things. Okay? And I know that there are people that want to do their job, but the people above them frustrate them so damn much. Because I can't take direction from 5-10 different people that tell me. And that's a thing that I notice here in Belize. When you work, my God. This one they tell you to do it this way, that one that they tell you to do it that way, that one that they tell. Isn't there a structure, a policy of how this thing's supposed to be done, that I could just do it that way? Instead I have to listen to Miss Mary, Mr. Paul, Mr. John, Miss Sue, and everybody got their own way. That's frustrating. You don't know how to do it. That's why I decided I can't work for nobody like that. I feel like that. I don't mind working for my people. Because working for my people, I'm working for myself as well. You understand? Because what benefit my people, the people as a whole, will benefit me too. It's in my best interest as well. You understand? We have to do better. And this constitution provides that structure for us. And in the governmental offices, there is regulations and there's a structure there. But it is being ignored by the people that we put to govern. And again, why I talk about UDP and PP, because the thing is that people want to say, oh, they get one new face, they get somebody new. But the same way how the country can be governed by policies and stuff that they have in place, the same way these parties are governed. So it doesn't matter who new face you see go there. Why you think I didn't join none? Why you think I didn't join none? I could have offered myself to be with UDP or to support them or to be a member with them or something. But I'm not supporting them because I understand how it works. It doesn't matter what your plans are, what you have going. They have a constitution, they have policies that you must follow regarding that party. Okay? So your thing might not be in line with where they ain't got for the do. So then that means say you're discounted. So all they offer you is a fresh face to make you feel like you to get something different. You're not getting anything different. You're getting the same shit in a different cup to drink it with. The same tea in a different cup. That's all. Alright? That's it. So I'm sharing this with you, my people, so that you have understanding, so that you could see and start picking sense out of nonsense, right? So that we could get some things done. Our country is a small country, but there's a lot that we can get done here, and there's a lot more peace and happiness that can abound. All these blood happening in our streets being spilled, it's spilled from frustration from people too. People frustration, trying to make a living, a livelihood, you understand? Not knowing their rights being trampled on, you know? People hungry, people who work hard, they overworked and overpaid. All of these things lead to the things in people's stress. You know, stress is not always about you're to stress out yourself, meaning that you're the worry and thing, you know. No, stress is more than that. Anything that you overdo, I learned that because at one point I was overworked. I was overworking myself, right? Stress is not just because you have things in your mind with the bad eye. Stress is overdoing anything to cause or create an imbalance within your body, the natural way how your body is supposed to operate. And when you overwork yourself, you understand, you create an imbalance within your body, and then it start create ailments, because then you start put extra pressure upon your organs then to operate, extra pressure upon your heart, your blood to flow, all of those things. So it creates a problem. So stress is not how we're thought as we're growing up. Oh, shit is stressed out. Stress because you have a problem with the worry about. That's not only stress. Stress is overworking yourself, doing too much, not getting enough sleep, resting properly, eating properly, all of these things causes stress on your body. Okay? Overthinking, these things causes stress on your body. That is what causes stress, and in the end causes you to experience ailments, sicknesses. Your body start to rebel now, So it's not just because you think too much, or you worry because you or your man broke up, or you or your lady broke up. People say, "Oh, she's stressed out over this, why? Because his body get in trouble." No, it's more than that. That's what we have learned that stress is, but it is far more than that. You overwork yourself, you're stress out yourself, and you soon get sick. All of a sudden, you start getting headaches. A lot of headaches. You don't know where to get headache from. All sorts of little things start happening to you. Get irritated easily, agitated easily. All sorts of stuff start happening to you, all because you're overworking yourself. You're not giving your body time to rest, to relax, where you could just not think about nothing, but physically resting yourself, physically getting enough sleep, okay, and over exhausting yourself, not drinking enough water. All of these things cause stress. Yes, I didn't know that. I learned that because it happened to me. I may think stress are just if you're worry about things and anything, but no, it's more than that. And it will sicken you, and you have no idea what's wrong with you. You find your eyesight, it affects, because everything leads to one another. Okay? So I'm just saying to you, that is something that you consider, you think about, right? And our Constitution guides us against these things. All of these things is guided against the Constitution of Belize. And that's why we need to take the time out to understand the Constitution, so that we know how to operate in and within our rights, and that we don't violate our rights. Our rights are not violated, and the rights of other people are not violated as well. Okay? Now, when we're getting into part 2, it says, "Now therefore the following provisions shall have effect as the Constitution of Belize." Part 1. When we get into part 1, right? And I want to touch this before I close off. This is the last thing that I'm going to touch, and then tomorrow I'll get into the part 2, right? Part 1, it opens and it says the state and the Constitution, right? So the state is the government, right? And the Constitution is this, the provisions that will govern the things that we have affirmed as a people, right? The part 1, section 1.1 says, Belize shall be a sovereign democratic state of Central America in the Caribbean region. And on the side here, it has the state. So it's identifying what Belize is. All right? So it's identifying the country of Belize, what it is, and the location, right? Belize shall be a sovereign democratic state of Central America. So we are a state of Central America in the Caribbean region. If you didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. Right? Now, section 1.2 says, because this section 1 has 2 parts. Section 1.2 says, Belize comprises of the land and sea areas defined in Schedule 1 to this Constitution, which immediately before Independence Day constituted the colony of Belize. It comprises of the land and the sea areas defined in Schedule 1, the first part of this, so where it says that it's a state of the Central America and in the Caribbean region, and to this Constitution, which immediately before Independence Day constituted the colony of Belize. All right, so it's saying that before Independence Day there was a colony of Belize, and it's that same land and sea area they are speaking of. All right, so this is not just after Independence Day, but also before. Whatever that sea and land area is within this Central America and in the Caribbean region, that is what they are specifying to, right? Now, Section 2, Part 1 says, This, hi. This are the punching I ate. I'm going to take this and sink it in on our head good. This piece right here. Part 1, section 2.1. Because section 2 also has 2 parts to it, right? Alright, so part 1, section 2.1 says, this constitution is supreme law of Belize. It's the supreme law of Belize. Okay? And it also says, and if any other law is inconsistent to this constitution, that other law, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. So you know what I have to tell her, right? No other law could come and trump this law. None. No other law. This is the supreme law of the land. No other law can come and change, can come and say, okay, if it's inconsistent with this, you can make an amendment. You can. Thank you very much, Mr. Mejia, for stating that. I appreciate it because now I know that people are understanding. Good explanation and teaching, he says. Thank you very much because now I know that people are talking. I'm understanding what I'm saying. So that's great. I appreciate that. So it's saying that if there's any law that is made, right, that is in compromise or comprise, it says, comprises are this. It's comprises are this. Okay, you said that, and that goes back. I'm sorry. I'm just correct. I'm just Miss Artist was just asking me a question. If I said compromises, my apologies. Section 1, part 2 says Belize comprises, not compromise, but comprises the land and sea. Comprises, okay? So it's identifying what that involve or what that include, right? So let's get back to this meat, because this meat here, so everything stay right on the same pieces of part 1, the state and the constitution, because the state is the government. So this specifically speak to the government, what they could do for what they can do. I make them get the understanding, right? So section 1.2 says this constitution is the supreme law of Belize, and if any other law is inconsistent with this constitution, that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be made void. Void. So that's section 53 amendment, people, where Mr. Caleb gone talk about for him, body that for him, and he no need void, because it goes against the constitutional right. This same section here where it says, section D, that says that recognize that men and institutions remain free only when freedom is founded upon respect for moral and spiritual values. Sleeping with another man is not having respect for moral and spiritual values. So therefore, that part right there, he did not have a constitutional right there. None. So that wasn't supposed to have been amended. So that is void. Hello. Knowledge. The Bible says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. A judge wasn't even supposed to hear that, because right away that's supposed to have been struck out, because what he is claiming for to be a constitutional right, because he said that it was against his constitutional right, infringement upon his constitutional right. You only have freedom if it's founded on moral and spiritual values and upon the rule of law. And that is not founded upon moral and spiritual values, because the opening excerpts, the first part of the Constitution, says that the principles of this Constitution is founded upon the principles giving supremacy to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And in his book, the Bible, the Holy Bible and the Holy Scriptures, states that it is not lawful for a man to lie with another man as he would a woman. Neither should a woman lie with another woman as she would a man. Okay? Case closed. Thing done. And if the pin never bend, the story never may want end. So that amendment is non-constitutional and it shall never be upheld. So we ought to challenge it. Strike it, not even a challenge, that's a strike down. Because this say it is void. Mr. Caleb Orozco, it's void. All right. There's no controversy there. There's no controversy at all. It is what it is. If you want to do lawlessness, then go to another land where that is accepted. But here, this constitution say it's founded upon principles of God. If you don't like it, you can leave by land, by air, or by water. Anyone. No, but you're not going to create your lawlessness to create law for lawful people. No. You're not going to use your lawlessness. Right? Okay. So I'm going to repeat again section 2 because this is very important, people. I'm going to repeat section 2.1 where it says, this constitution is the supreme law of Belize, and if any other law is inconsistent with this constitution, that other law, the law that is inconsistent with the constitution, shall be void. So no judge can uphold that. Section 53 is void. The amendment to it is void. All right? Now, point 2 of section 2 says the words other law. So now it goes into specifics, right? It says the words other law occurring in subsection 1 above that I just talked about do not include a law to alter any of the provisions of this constitution which is passed by the National Assembly in conformity with section 69 of the Constitution. Now we have forgot that section 69. This is what section 69 says, right? Let me see what section 69 is saying. But did you understand what that says, right? It do not include a law to alter any of the provisions to this constitution which is passed, right, by the National Assembly in conformity with section 69. So that means that the National Assembly, from my understanding, I'm not reading section 69 as yet, but from my understanding from this is saying that section 69 that the National Assembly has the power to alter it. But remember, that alteration still has to be consistent, right? It still has to be consistent with this law, right? It says here above, do not include a law to alter any of the provisions of this constitution which is passed by the National Assembly in conformity with section. Let me see what section 69 says, right? Because maybe the section 69 is speaking about something specific. So let's see what section 69 says, right? Section 66, 69. Alteration, powers and procedures. Section 69 falls underneath powers and procedures, and this section here has to deal with the state. I think this is still the state. So the Governor General. Wait, make I say this part here has to deal with. Say I want to carry it piece by piece, but I just wanted to see what section 69 says since it made mention of it in section 2, right? So let's see what section. Okay, here it says powers and procedures, right? On this part, so 69 says alteration of constitution. So that says that the constitution can be altered, right? Okay, it says the National Assembly. So then, I know no judge, yeah. That's the first thing I could make mention of that one time. I know no judge, yeah. They make no alteration. I say the National Assembly may alter any of the provisions of this constitution in the manner specified in the following provisions of this section. And 69 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 69 is a bit lengthy. So I'll step off on that right now, because then that will take me into something else, and we're going to explore 69. As I'm saying, we're exploring each and every single one individually, right? So this has section 69 has 6, 8, 10, 12. Section 69 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5A, 6A, B, C, and 6 parts. 8 parts. Altering. Yes, no, this is 70. Where is 70? Okay, so section 69 have 8 points, 8 different points under section 69, right? So I'm going to go through those. But so here we learn that the Constitution can be altered, but it has to be altered by the National Assembly, right? And there's provisions that would give the National Assembly that right to alter, which we're going to get into. It's a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to probably do that. Let's do that tomorrow. I'm going to cut it off here. That's part 1, because we read about the section 69. So, and I want, before we move further into part 2, I want us to have a good understanding with what that point 2 of part 1 is stating about the alteration. So, on what grounds can the Constitution be altered? On what grounds? Right? They can alter it, and that alteration has to come from the National Assembly. Hey, so far my understanding is that no judge, but we are dig deeper in a 69 to see if that is the truth, right? Because if that opening says National Assembly, then for me the National Assembly. But then 69 has 8 parts to it, under giving the grounds under which the National Assembly may alter, right? So then, therefore, we're going to go through that tomorrow, all right? Because I've been here for a little while, and I know that you guys have your own little things that you have to get to do, right? So we're going to continue this, and we're going to finish up on part 1. So part 1 tomorrow is going to conclude with section 69. So then we're going to go through section 69, so we can see what are the provisions that gives the National Assembly, like what are the grounds where they can alter this Constitution. All right. So I thank you again for listening. God bless you. God bless your home. God bless Belize. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for walking through our land, removing veils, opening hearts, circumcising hearts. Yes, let your will be done in our land, Father, because we know that your thoughts towards us are for peace and good and not evil. Lord, I ask you right now, and I hope that you all agree with me, that every wicked thing is being removed from this land right now. The high places, that the righteous people shall sit on the high places of this land. Thank you right now for claiming everything high and all the high places for yourself, Heavenly Father, because the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and everything that dwell therein. So the wicked people, you understand, having these demonic and wicked spirits operating in them, your time is up. Praise God. All right. So have a beautiful day, folks. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And until tomorrow, rise. Arise. Right? And then we will vibe. Right? Have a beautiful day.